or welcome back to our campus ministry show here at Lancaster Catholic High School. I'm Father Stephen Logue, chaplain of the high school and host of the show. It's very exciting today because we have one of our own teachers and the director of our fall play, Mrs. Marion O'Sullivan, in to talk about the play and the choice behind the play. Our play this year is A Christmas Carol Retold, that classic by Charles Dickens with a new and exciting and never-before-seen twist. So we have a guest to talk about what that means, what the theological significance is behind that, and what message we should take away from this timeless classic. So without further ado, welcome to the studio, Mrs. O'Sullivan. Welcome to the show. Thanks for being on. And so let's just jump right into our play this year,
Okay.
Christmas Carol Retold.
Yes.
So why did you pick it, and what are some of the things you hope people learn from it?
Well, so I had to pick a show that was 30 minutes. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to pick something that I knew well, and I wanted to pick something that was captivating to me personally, but also that would be captivating to a wide range of a Catholic audience, because we're going to be traveling to our feeder schools. Mm-hmm. So I had to think about these parameters, and the logical conclusion at that point was to do A Christmas Carol, which is going to be my 5th production, but this is the first time that I'm doing it as a writer. Mm-hmm. And what started me out on this whole path was I had heard in passing while watching EWTN about the illumination of conscience that Charles Dickens had personally experienced.
Wow.
That in some ways informed, or in many ways informed, the way in which he composed this play, and I just couldn't let go of that detail.
Yeah.
And so in my retold version, the character is the great niece of Charles Dickens explaining his illumination of conscience. And then it goes into the full telling of the story, and then the ending is one that I created myself, because, 30 minutes, so had to wrap it up.
Yeah, so that phrase, just so we make sure everybody's following us, the illumination of conscience, define that for us.
So it comes from tradition of the Catholic faith, lowercase t. Mm-hmm. So the experience of mystics, people that have encountered God. And it's basically where you get to see and it's divinely given to you, where you get to see the effects of your sin and how God looks at that. And there have been real life cases. Many humans have experienced this, and it's they describe the events being like being in a theater with God, watching the movie of your life.
Wow.
And it can be, kind of scary.
Yeah, or being in the theater with 3 ghosts around Christmas time.
Or being in a theater with 3 ghosts.
It's kind of amazing how this aspect of Catholic mysticism is so perfectly laid out and clearly laid out in this story. I would imagine, I would bet that that's part of the reason why it's so timeless and resonates with everyone.
Well, isn't it though? I mean, generations have been captivated by the deeper meanings of this piece, which is why, I wanted to bring it on tour with us. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But he was not a Catholic.
Right.
In fact, he was fairly anti-Catholic, not quite anti, but let's just say he wouldn't be giving glowing reviews of Catholicism.
Right.
But he definitely had some encounters, and it's even said that he experienced the presence of the Virgin Mary. So whether he was seeking it or not, it looks like it was seeking him.
Absolutely. and I'm reminded of that line of I can't remember where it's from now, but from St. Augustine, of course, where he says that he was running from God, but God shouted, and he broke through his deafness, mm-hmm. And he shone through his blindness, that even as he was running away from it, that truth still broke through, and that's what happens to Scrooge. The truth of his life breaking through, and he can't do anything about it. It's
right.
And
it hurts.
And it hurts. It
hurts a little
not
bit.
Always fun.
So that's what the warning is about, that because of the hurt we don't want to have, and the hurt we don't want to hurt others, we don't want to hurt our God, mm-hmm. It makes us turn things around.
Yeah.
And so it's important what we do in this life, too.
But it's a good kind of hurt.
Exactly.
And that's because that conscience, that divine law is written on our hearts. And if we're going against it, and if we've lied to ourselves, or society has lied to us to the point where we're sort of ignoring it, it's still causing hurt, and it's still sort of using the machine of the human being for something that it wasn't designed for.
Exactly.
And it's just going to wear away at you until finally you set something to right. It's like setting a dislocated limb.
Yeah.
Where it's out and it hurts, but if you don't do anything, you can maybe just ignore it. And setting it is going to be painful, but all of a sudden you have a range of motion that you didn't realize you had before.
That's right. And as long as you're still alive, there's still time to fix it.
Yep.
And that's what Scrooge encounters, and that's the message that we want to communicate to our Catholic audience and to anybody who's going to be participating and coming to see our show. That you've got time, but at some point time runs out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And importantly, it's our choice. That it's up to us what we do with that illumination. If, praise God, we have that opportunity to see what the impact of our choices are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
On ourselves and others.
Absolutely. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on, and we hope everyone sees that message and recognizes that. Even if it doesn't sink in now, it still resonates with us deep down. And
it's a seed.
Absolutely. Maybe someday that'll bear fruit.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed this discussion of our fall play, A Christmas Carol Retold. Mm-hmm. And tune in next time. God bless.